Lonzo Ball recently did an interview with Big Boy in L.A.
Right.
And he said that Future has more hits than Nas.
More hits. I'd have to count, but that,
Yeah,
maybe.
probably.
Maybe.
Probably. He's put out way more albums than Nas, I believe. Because he puts out an album like every couple months.
Okay.
Between his albums and his mixtapes and whatever
Right.
else, he definitely has a ton of projects. And Nas has never really been a pop artist. He kind of had a little bit of, If I Ruled the World, and, he kind of had, Uchi Wally and stuff like that. There was an era where he was, I think, trying for pop records. But in general, he's not a pop artist.
Right.
Like his last few albums, Lost Tapes, no hit records. Nasir, no hit records. Like nothing is being played on the radio or in clubs or whatever else. Just not his focus, I believe.
Right. So now I say this. I've said this about other things, and I say this about this. So what?
Mm-hmm.
So what? Does that make Future a better artist than Nas? Like, does your number of hits make you better? You see, there's two different worlds, man. Like, there's two different worlds. I enjoyed Future, especially, maybe 8 years ago or so. Like, when I was down in Atlanta, I was up on Future before a lot of motherfuckers was up on him. When he was all that Dirty Sprite shit and mixtapes and shit like that. Matter of fact, I was one of the ones that knew that was him on the hook to the what was that big song? Where he first he was on the hook, but it was the other guy's song.
Yeah, it was like Young Chris, I think.
Yes. And they was shitting on Future at that moment because people didn't even know that was him on the hook. Like the record company almost tried to make it look like it was that dude was the driving force of the song. And I was like, nah, Future's the one that make this shit hot. So I've been fucking with Future for a minute, but as a hip hop historian, enthusiast, whatever the fuck you want to call me, a hip hop expert, I'm going to say Nas means more to hip hop culture. Nas is definitely a better lyricist, and he has more records that I feel. You see what I'm saying? But that's different than sales and hits. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the world of hits, Future probably does have more hits by number.
Yeah, listen, I like Future, I like Nas. I think there's an argument for both. I think that they make very different types of music. I think what Future does is not traditional hip-hop.
Right.
Like, it's really more, kind of more melodic.
Just like what McDonald's does is not traditional cooking. You see what I'm saying? Like, and this is not to shit on nobody, but you got fast food and you got slow cooked home food. Now the fast food's always gonna sell more than the slow home cooked food. Just by virtue of you can cook it faster. Okay? And they got way more locations. They're probably corporately funded, so I could put them every fucking where. Now this nice, Chez Nas, it only exists in Queens or something, and you got to get a reservation. We're not going to sell as much, but that's just going to stick to your fucking ribs. You know what I mean? You're going to remember that meal much longer than you remember that Big Mac that you had. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I see that. But now people love McDonald's, though. Don't get me wrong. I don't fuck with it. You know what I mean? But I do fuck with Future. So.
Yeah, the name of the song is called Racks by YC Future.
Right, Racks on Racks on Racks. There you go. Racks on Racks on. That's Future on the hook, y'all.
Future on the hook. That was when he first came out.
Yes, but they didn't know People didn't know that was Future. But he ended up using that to boost himself up.
Yeah, and he's also like related to Rico from the Dungeon family. He was in the studio.
Right, I heard
when
he
all
was a
this
little kid at that
happening.
time.
It
I found that out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. And shout out to Nas. People think I have some sort of issue with Nas, and that's just not true. As a fan, I've made statements about his beat picking, and I think he's aware of that just as well as I am. And Lost Tapes was a cool project. And I had heard that him and Premier are supposed to come out with something.
I think I heard that too.
Yeah,
That'd be
I heard
dope.
that him and Premier are supposed to come out with a whole project. Now, if that's what it's supposed to be, if it comes together the way it's supposed to come together, this is going to be epic. Because like I've always said, New York State of Mind is my favorite Nas song, period. Period. Out of the hundreds of songs he's released, I cannot think of a song that I play more than New York State of Mind. That was an absolute masterpiece.
Wait, now didn't Premier also produce Nas is like?
Yep.
Yeah, see, come on. That shit
That's
right there.
that's your favorite?
I'm not going to say that's my favorite, but that's one of them. That's up there. Like, that Nas is my shit. Like, it just feels great when it come on. That fucking beat. Like, yo, crazy.